Ladies and gentlemen, you are live right now with your favorite Alabama show on the web, the Bama Standard. As always, we are brought to you by Workspace Solutions and Oakmont Financial Properties. If you would, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, jump in the live chat, jump in the comment section below if you're watching a replay, and be a part of what we're doing. I'm your host, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is all SEC legend Marvin Constant, senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, Stephen M. Smith, and two-time national champion and USFL champion and the face of the USFL, Bo Scarbrough. What's going on, fellas?
Hey.
What's going on? What's going
just
on?
Just drinking my yak, watching football, man. You know what I'm talking about?
There we go.
There you go. Stephen M. Smith, we've got a great guest here tonight, man. One of the most outspoken, passionate guys to ever strap it up. Would you introduce this man, please, sir?
Oh, absolutely. We got none other than a two-time national champion, if you will, two-time BCS national champion. Oh, when I tell you this dude can return kickoffs for touchdowns, he can return punts for touchdowns. He was taking the ball to the crib as a wide receiver for a touchdown. He could lay the wood on kickoff and punt coverage. I mean, the dude was just a natural-born headhunter on offense, but he could probably play defense if he felt like it. Special teams Houdini, a guy that's doing these skits that make you want to laugh, cry, and wonder what you're doing with your life. Christion Jones is here, baby!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What it do? I appreciate y'all having me on here, man.
Going on. I see in the comments somebody already is asking about some Fire Pete shirts, huh?
man. You've been on P5 about 3 years now.
3 years I've been sitting.
Not much has changed since the last time you were on with us, Christian.
Yeah, I can see. I definitely see it from Marvin.
Hey, listen, man.
Hey, man, hold on.
Have
Marv.
I been right
Marv,
or have I
hold
been
on.
right about
Hold
they
on,
need to
Marv.
get rid of Pete?
Marv, hey, Justin,
Yes.
I think we need to fire Steve Brown, man. We ain't seen him in a month.
Steve Brown. Who is Steve Brown?
I agree with that, man. He is
See, look, Christion
MIA.
Jones, look. You see Chris Jones, you know who Steve Brown is. He ain't even been oh, man.
Who is Steve Brown?
The comedian
comedian
that was on last time with you. You know, the one that Marvin said was on parole.
Okay, yep. I do remember. I do remember that. I'm sorry about that.
But go ahead, Marv. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh no,
Take it
listen, man. I got bigger problems than Fire Pete shirts anyway, man. My wife, she's being temperamental, man. She won't let me have a third TV in my situation. I told her you are the fun police. Talking about she'd rather put pictures on the wall than have me put another TV over there.
No, man, you gotta get your TV. You gotta get your TVs up.
Oh, and I already got 2 of them in here, but she said all I need is 2.
Well, put a picture up, and so you can put your TV up. Just don't put it where the TV go.
Well, putting another 70-inch TV up, I think she's gonna kind of notice.
Yeah, I agree.
Won't let you be great, Marvin.
Nah, she won't, man. So it's okay. So it's an 80-inch in here and 170-inch already, but I'm trying to put one more set because I got. All right, so look, I'm gonna show you, man.
Yeah, show us. We want to see this decoration.
So you see, I got this one right here already. Then I got this one over here. And then I got this empty wall right here beside it where I can put up another 70. But she won't be great. She think that one is enough, and this one is enough. But I'm like, I need more space to watch more football. But she think
You only got 2 eyes.
Bama Standard Cribs.
Listen, man. I like to watch football with my homeboys, okay?
Yeah.
So I need a command center. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I need another TV. So I told her the other day, you got to go to work.
That's
You
it.
watch you at work.
I'm going to do it while she at work. I'm just going to do it and get it over with.
Yeah,
I'm about
what's
to just
up?
do it and have a fuss and deal with the consequences after the fact.
Well, before we kind of jump into it, we got some Bama news. Stephen and Smith, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you kind of get folks
They fired Pete.
updated.
If they didn't fire Pete, we don't need to hear this news. That needs to be breaking news that they finally fired Pete, man.
That boy Marvin harsh, boy. Marvin,
Steve,
play,
what's going
boy.
on, man?
Hey, look, Marvin, unfortunately, that's not the news. Unfortunately. Now, at the end of the season, that may be the news, but it's not the news now, unfortunately. However,
Why you think he's gonna get fired?
Take another job. Do something. I'm sure some middle school looking for a coordinator.
He's a Broyles Award finalist, Marvin.
I know.
But then again, you can pay to get, verified on Twitter now. So maybe he paid to get on that list.
Voters was drinking this yak that I'm drinking right now. They were drinking as hell when they was making these votes.
Are you drinking that yak because you have anxiety?
Nah, man, it's a holiday week, man. So
feel that. That's real.
But Stephen M. Smith, go ahead. Tell us what's going on. We got a couple of things that's been going on this week, and fans need to know about it.
Well, first and foremost, Trey Sanders hit the transfer portal. We kind of knew that was going to happen. Came in as a 5-star in 2019 from Florida, but injuries took him, man. Injuries took him. He's been hurt since he came in, unfortunately. He came in at 19. He popped his foot in fall camp. If that didn't happen, he probably would have taken some carries from Najee Harris and Brian Robinson, but broke the foot. That wasn't able to happen. And then he comes back in 2020, was having a good game against Mississippi State, and then got into a car accident back home in Florida, had a little hip situation there that had to get fixed. So that was an injury there. It's just the injuries kind of took the speed from him, the burst from him. He's had some good moments, but he kind of understands that there are guys in front of him. There's a guy behind him and Jamarian Miller who is pretty good, a freshman right now. And so, Trey's thinking, you know what, I got my degree. Let me get out of here and get somewhere where I can be the main guy. So Sanders in the transfer portal. Also, Kyrie Jackson, Bama defensive back, and he's suspended, according to Coach Saban. For what reason? I have no idea. Because at first, Saban was saying he had an ankle injury about 3-4 weeks ago. And now it's been graded from an ankle injury to, oh, no, Playboy suspended. So I'm like, what did he do?
Suck it on the field, bad play.
So you got Trey Sanders and transferring out, and Kyrie Jackson is suspended. But as far as the cornerback rotation with him out at this point, you still got Kool-Aid McKinstry, you still got Ian Ricks, you got Terrion Arnold, who I think is playing at a position anyway. He's more so a safety than a corner, but I'm not Coach Saban, so I can't make that call there. And then you got a freshman in Earl Little Jr. who's back healthy, so they're trying to get him back worked in there.
That's what's up. And where is Eli Ricks as far as health right now? I know he came back from a concussion. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Slight concussion. He passed the protocol, so he should be ready. I know they got him still listed as day to day, but he did pass the protocol.
Okay, that's what's up.
What about Jahmyr Gibbs? Like, what's the
twisted ankle? So it's just based on how he's feeling, which he practiced today also.
You was at practice today?
Who?
They can't allow the media to be there, so I got guys that are there feeding me the information.
What you mean?
So media are not allowed at the practice anymore?
They took the whole COVID thing and they kicked us all the way out.
Isn't Coach Jones allowed in practices?
Yeah, but I don't have to go. I just don't have to go.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, we appreciate that update, man. It's something we definitely need to know going into the Iron Bowl. But yeah, Christian, we are so glad to have you here.
Yep.
Like I was saying before the show started, you're one of the most vocal, passionate guys, from the Saban era. And it comes as no secret that a lot of players aren't really exactly feeling the mindset.
Man, damn all that. Cut that, Justin. Hey, man, just tell us how you feel. Justin trying to go into this nicely.
I'm trying to make it look like I'm professional, sir.
It's been a long season. Just tell the truth, man.
It's been a long, frustrating season, man. And my whole thing is not being political. I just like to compare what I've seen and been through before. And I've seen this same sort of reoccurrence during 2013 team.
Time out. Pete wasn't here in 2013. So I'm not going to allow you to do that to Kirby. Not going to allow that.
No.
One more time.
This had nothing to do with the coaches. What I'm speaking on is players. This ain't got nothing to do with any of the coaches. Not Coach Saban, not anybody. Probably any coach we was talking about, it would be Coach Saban because he set the process or whatever. But what I'm talking about is just not having 80% of the team buy in to what the process was because of past success, you get to a point where you just think you're gonna win. Like, bro, there's a time, bro. And statistically, bro, it says by the time you become a junior, you're gonna have a ring. You feel me? So it get to a point where it's like people start taking shortcuts, doing lose stuff, like simple stuff, like you know what I'm saying? As minute of a comment that Bo made about the green mouthpiece, it's almost just like you're trying to stand out for the wrong reasons. So we got to get back to those core values we were talking about before you came on, Marvin. Like, there's no core value in that organization amongst the freshmen, the young guys, because that's what mold and create your team by the time they become juniors. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you learned throughout your experience to teach the upcoming freshman and sophomore class is how you got here. And we didn't have that. There was a disconnect between our class and Bo class. That's why we didn't win. That was a big part, because what you end up realizing is a lot of these freshmen and young guys got to play. And if it ain't no camaraderie amongst the relationships of the players, forget the relationships with the coaches and everything else. But if like Marvin, if I play linebacker, bro, and you're the leader of our group, and I've never been to your crib, and I've never even sat down and ate with you. I don't even know not one family member name. Like that is sort of what I get when I see the vibes on the field. I don't see the same. You feel me? The togetherness.
Ain't no cookouts at Bryan Hall.
That's what I'm saying. Stuff like, there you go. Because guess what? I got money. I don't have to have that same.
When I tell you, I can pull out pictures of everybody at my house and my mom cooking dinner for them on a regular basis. It was nothing for 20 or 30 of us to be at my house and my mom to be, cooking, because we spent that much time together. Yeah. And the one thing I always like to tell people about football and football players' mindsets, if this is how I always relate it. I said it's like having a yard full of pit bulls. But if you don't have that one pit bull that's bad as hell to control all the rest of them, you're just going to have chaos in your yard.
Yep. That's a fact.
Because you got a bunch of wild pit bulls all off on their own. You're going to need that one who's a little bit more of an alpha than the rest to control all the rest of the alphas.
Yep. That's a fact.
How were you able to overcome that mindset in 2013 and kind of get things redirected then? And can the same thing be applied to this generation?
Yeah, it can. I mean, the turnaround for it can happen in an instance. I mean, because you got the players. See, it's not like another school where when they finally get their players and then it doesn't go right, like a Tennessee, I would say, like a Tennessee, they finally got their players got experience, finally got players in, and they had a successful season. But Bama, they fortunate enough to have the players. So it's not no big time. What you got to say, Marvin?
I just have one question for you. I was going to let you finish, though. Who was your middle linebacker in 2013?
CJ Mosley.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, you say you had the players. You can't put 10 and CJ in the same box.
No, I'm saying one thing Bama gonna do is figure it out now. I mean, like we go to the championship on the year they said we was rebuilding, bro. Like we lost 2 games. We lost 2 games in a combination of 4 in a total of 4 points. Like nothing's over. Nothing that we're gonna have players, bro. That's nothing.
It's over, but I am saying we got to make some personnel changes because the ones we using ain't it, man. That's
true. It would be insane for us to go throughout to keep the same team or the same organization next year. That would be insane.
Next year, man. I'm talking about this week here. That shit.
Man, nah. This week we gotta live. We gotta live with everything coming for us. We gotta finish this on out. Whether we play I don't know. Whether we play in the backyard bowl or whether we gonna get in a real bowl. It don't matter.
Christian. If we find ourselves in the Birmingham Bowl, Christian,
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I tell you that. I'm gonna be in attendance.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Henry T. You should just take the bowl game off, start preparing for the draft.
Draft for what? Dancing with the Stars.
I mean, hey, look. Coach Saban got to get like everybody been saying it, but it's a known fact. You got to get some old cats in that room that's committed and understand that program. Like not just, I ain't talking about just on the field. I'm really talking more so in the administration side of things. Like it needs be some one-on-one conversation to reset the standard. Like how when he said Bo went in there and slammed their hand down and all that. You need people in there that work there though, not just when a Bo show up.
Man, I'm telling you, when Bo slammed his hand down, I bet it was loud. He got
I know it was.
He got the old coal mine hand.
He got the coal mine hand.
And Christian, I feel like this was the first piece of the domino that messed it up this season. You look at it. You look at Will Anderson's numbers last year and his freshman year. His outside linebackers coach was Sal Sinceri. Sal helped start this thing.
Yep.
And so when Saban moved Sal off the field, look at Will Anderson's numbers this year. They dropped. Having Sal in an off-field role, that hurt. I mean, I understand you want to have young recruiters. I get it, to vibe with these young guys. But when you got a proven coach like Sal that know the building,
stuff like that, man,
that know the culture, that don't have this thing right, and you push that off the field,
that's
you
tough.
can't have that.
See, I didn't even know that. You know more than all of us when it comes to the inside of Bama, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can't take Sal off. Sal was my recruit. Sal the reason why I chose Bama. You can't. Coach Sal presence alone, and you're a player of football, and because he know the game, that's the respect that we give off to the coach. That's how you earn our respect. Oh, he know what he talking about. Man, Sal, like you said, built this with Coach Saban, and he got to get them guys back. I ain't saying he got to hire back an old championship staff and that like that. I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying anything wrong with the coaching staff that he has now. I ain't necessarily saying that. Probably one coach, that Bill O'Brien. He probably the least of my favorite. You feel me? But I like Pete Golden. I've been around Pete Golden. Pete Golden is a relatable.
Hey, you need to start packaging that up. You need to start packaging that up and selling it. Whatever that is that made you say that.
Man, you crazy. Pete Golden is a player's coach, dog. I sat there and heard and watched him. I had a conversation with him, but I also watched him communicate with other players and with former players. Like when I was talking, when I first seen him really interact with former players was with Reuben Foster. I just sat here and watched this man communicate and talk about 3 different things in a span of 15 minutes, and he was locked in on it.
So why does it suck so bad as a coach in game situations?
Nah, hey, look. That's almost so Coach Saban than it is Pete Golden, because at the end of the day, Coach Saban don't call the plays, but he makes all the adjustments. If he want them to stop doing something, he obviously trusts. You think Coach Saban gonna sit there and allow something that he noticed not work?
Well, Christian.
No way.
Well, Christian, I'll be honest with you. You know, I always relate it to the multiple child syndrome in the house. When that parent has that first kid and that second kid, they're a lot more stern and strategic in how they raise those kids, opposed to as they get older. And that last kid, they come out, they just give him free damn run to go do whatever the hell he want to go do. Coach then got old, man. He ain't as rigid as he used to be, bro. So I think he giving Pete way more freedom than he would have gave any coach in the past.
I think Bo was trying to tell us something.
Yank Kirby Smart, boy. They would have yanked the mess out of
man.
I think.
So Coach Saban went hard on Kirby than he did when he do Pete Golden.
You go back.
I don't know.
You know what? From him on the sideline. From when he was at LSU and early on in Alabama. You don't see none of that like you used to see it now. You don't see that anymore.
I mean, when Kirby was there, he really had to get on to Kirby when Kirby was at Bama.
No.
Kirby was on to the players.
Not even early on. You can't tell me a video. You can't pull up a clip right now. And I know y'all got them. You can't pull up one clip where you seeing Coach Saban chewing out Kirby.
No. I'm not saying chewing out Coach.
Coach Saban at 3 a.m, coming back at 7 a.m. with him. That was his boy.
I'm talking about chewing players out and riding these
chewing players out.
Georgia is winning right now because he has the philosophy.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, Coach holding players accountable, and the way he used to dig in their ass, he don't do that like he used to.
Man, but here's the thing. You said it though. You said it, and it's a fact, and it's something that he can't window away from. He getting old, bro. So at the end of the day, that's what he got Bryce Young and Will Anderson for it. Everybody want to talk about the coaches, but ain't nobody looking at how we really won championships. So you mean to tell me you got a ring on your finger from the coaches? Like I'm talking about 60-40%.
No.
Right.
It's a two-sided sword.
Like,
the players have to be held accountable as well.
That's where it lands, bro.
Right. And I wholeheartedly agree with you.
I know
That's
you.
why I've always
Chris, I
said,
know
though.
you agree with me on Nick Christian. You know for a fact that them 12 leadership guys runs the team.
Yes, that's a fact.
Whatever them 12 leadership guys say,
that's what goes.
Yes.
It doesn't look like they doing too good of a job this year.
Man, we listen to Coach Saban, but at the end of the day, when we go down there and have that meeting with them players, we gonna tell them what we want to tell them.
Well, it looked like
this our team. That's why it built the way it built.
But both
downstairs is for players, upstairs is for coaches.
But
and
both.
Christian, when the coach came in our locker room, we kicked their ass out.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
It looks like the leadership council has been drawing straws to make decisions this year. It don't look like the decisions been of sound mind and body.
I mean, but Marvin, you look at one of the biggest folks on the council is Toto.
See, that lies the problem.
Skittles.
Right.
What I'm saying is like
Christion Jones. Let me ask you something, Christian.
So what y'all want to talk about 10?
So hold on, no. We're talking about the leadership council, but Steven brought up Toa. So I seen this video of Toa saying his pregame ritual is to eat an entire pack of Skittles in under 6 minutes before a game.
I can do that in under 30 seconds. Like I don't think that's a big challenge to me. Like
I'm gonna let Bo
I can chuck that down in 30 seconds. Like if I'm going to class right there.
Bo.
But expectations are so low.
Bo.
What I'm saying though, like this, my only point is I don't think the connection is with amongst the players no more. I don't see the.
I don't think they hanging out, Chris.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they hanging out. I don't think they do anything together, bro. If it's just going to Walmart getting groceries, bro, I just think it's nothing. They'll eat.
They
like
want
bro, Christian.
It's more like they're against each other.
Christian,
I wouldn't say against competing.
It's a funny story. You know, we went to Bama because we wanted to compete against the best. We wanted to be the best. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like they're competing against each other.
And then we got on to you when you didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that happened some years ago. It was my freshman year. They had closed Bryan Hall down for renovation. So nobody was staying in Bryan Hall. All they had was study hall open. But the older guys, the Chris Samuels, the Shea Townsend, Fernando Bryant, all these guys, they made it a point to still take us to Bryan Hall for us to understand it might be closed right now, but this is the foundation of Alabama football. And they made sure we spent time out back of Bryan Hall, even though the inside was closed. We still spent that time at Bryan Hall fellowshipping. No, we had to go to Burke to eat, and we would go back to Bryan Hall, closed in the back of Bryan Hall, just hanging out.
They're hanging out.
And Christian, like I remember Jaron Reed told the story. Jaron Reed was talking about how he and Ashawn Robinson were in public shopping. He and Ashawn ended up getting eggs and bacon inside the
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Our own Christian was making videos singing Jesus on the main line, playing cards with Trey the priest.
Yes, man.
We did. We sat outside of Bryan and barbecue.
Yes, man. 4th of July, folks couldn't go home. You got to think we got a meeting at 7 p.m. the next day. Man, we gonna fire the grill up, go get fireworks. You ain't even supposed to be firing fireworks out there at the back of Bryan. Man, come on, please. We don't care about none of that because you can't. One thing about it, bro, it's hard when you together it's hard to suspend 50 a year. It's hard to get everybody in trouble. You don't even know everybody's name.
Hey, listen, that was before we did anything. Like, we all gonna do it because
we all gonna do it.
All.
Yes,
Right.
bro. That's how you do it.
Speaking of
Ain't
leadership,
gonna be one or two people just left. No, we all going.
Nah, we everybody going, man. That's how you do it. Come on, bro.
speaking of leadership and accountability, Bo, if you wouldn't mind, can you kind of touch a little bit on the conversation you did have last Thursday? I know there's a lot of things that you want to keep private, and that was meant for the team, but for the audience, can you kind of let them know, how that conversation went, and just, what it meant to be able to stand in front of them, explaining to them, what the Bama standard meant to you?
I definitely
after I explained to them about the standard and the expectation that we have at Alabama, once I told them that Julio Jones built, what I've been saying the whole time on the show, Julio Jones and Mark Ingram built it for Christion Jones and Christion Jones built it for us. And I was like, we built it for y'all. What are y'all gonna build for the next team? It was the same message that I had been saying on here, and when I deliver it to them, I promise you, I had maybe like 20 kids from both groups come up to me and say, "Man, I never even thought about it like that." He said, they
Wow.
told me, they were like, you sure right, man. I never even thought about that. Y'all built this, and the people before y'all built it. I never even looked at it like that. They just thought it was just adding on. They didn't know that it was the standard and the expectation, and
like
the way
it just happened for playing for Bama. Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. And I think, and when I was talking to those guys, one thing that I noticed in both groups, not one player had his eyes somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying I shouldn't take Auburn?
Every last one of those players were looking me into my eyes, like focus, like they were actually listening.
All right, Bo. So how well do you think your talk worked? Because I'm trying to decide, should I take Alabama or Auburn at plus 21?
I knew it.
So you got to think about this. You got to think about this now, Mar. Things don't happen overnight.
Nah, listen, man. I took Ole Miss and them points. I took LSU. I'm gonna stick to the opponent in them points. I don't bet with my heart. I bet with my brain.
No, they finna go. They finna go out there and play together.
Bo, you better not rile their ass up, and then I take Auburn at plus 21. And they go out there and blow them out. You gonna owe me with that?
I ain't gonna owe you a damn thing because
that's more likely to happen. Like, I just feel like, there's gonna be some big energy going on Saturday night, like from both parties.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Auburn's fired up.
Especially Cadillac Williams side.
He's got them playing, man.
And I say that's the part we got to be ready for is not coming out there flat. You know what I'm saying? We got to come out there shooting our shot. We got any trick play, we need to do it the first play of the game.
Look, Christian, we can't come out the tunnel looking like we about to walk to church. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
We got
you know how we came out the tunnel. We came out that tunnel like some dog. Like,
you hear me?
Yeah, we finna F y'all up. Do what we do.
Well, here's the reality of what's gonna happen this weekend. You're playing an Auburn team that has nothing to lose with an interim head coach, Cadillac Williams, beloved Auburn player, who's going to go out there and do everything he can to add to his resume, even if not for the Auburn job, for other potential jobs as he moves down, in his coaching future. So he's going to pull out every stop he can, not only for the team, but for himself. And you best believe that them kids are going to come out there and they're going to give Alabama everything they have because, again, they have nothing to lose, and for them to win this game, that would be like the icing on the cake for them. That is like the best worst case scenario for them, considering the way their season has gone. If they can pull this out, do you understand
and
that
make
it
a
would
bowl
be the
game?
talk of legend?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great on their resume, but horrible for Bama's. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I love the fact what Auburn got going on though, just from culture, just from newness and being innovative and bringing that energy that you expect to see from a player who played at the university.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they can't stop the run. We'll be great.
We got to run the ball, though.
I'm praying that's the case, but our offensive line is going to have to show, that they can actually stop that Auburn front, which the Auburn front isn't half bad. You got to think about it. I've talked about this before. When your offense is terrible and your defense has to play 60, 70, 80 plays a game, it takes a toll on you.
It's tough.
Right. So
we also need a spy on Robbie Ashford, too.
And the way our offense has been playing, we don't do a lot of up-tempo, so we're not going to run them in the dirt the way other teams with these spread offenses run all these plays against them. We're not going to do that. So they'll be fresher in the late third, fourth quarter. So I think the game will be a lot closer than people are giving credit for. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to how well our offensive line plays and what Bill O'Brien decides to do in terms of, is he going to think outside the box, spread that defense out 4 and 5 wides, rely on a lot of screens to open the middle of the defense up, force them into some cover 2 stuff so that you can then go to that post corner and start hitting that deep ball over the top.
Our receivers got to play better, man.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
But then also you got to look at it, 70% chance of rain Saturday.
70%.
You would bring something like that up.
I mean, hey, at this point, bro, that game it can snow for all I care. It got to be going down, and it got to go down the right way. And usually we play them very, very, very well at the house. So let's just the crowd fans bring y'all butt out there and hoop and holler and let's rock this place out.
Bring your butt out there.
We gonna have to, because at the end of the day, bro, they ain't gonna need one fan with one Auburn shirt to go out there and beat us. That's not what's gonna motivate them. It's gonna be playing for Cadillac. They done already bought in. We playing for Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? They like playing for their uncle at the back of the crib. That's what they see. That's how he probably act. He know his football.
Christian.
That's what it is.
Christian, I want you to elaborate on something for me real quick. Something that a lot of people don't grasp and understand. What you just said, they're playing for Cadillac. A lot of people don't understand. I've always said this, that players play to the standard of their coach, to the energy of their coach. They have a high energy coach, Auburn legend.
Yep.
That a lot of these guys grew up watching play. These kids would probably give a kidney for this man to win this game.
Right.
These kids is finna come out here and bring everything they got and then some. Yeah. There will be nothing easy about Saturday at all. I can promise you that. We can play them on the moon and it's still gonna be tough.
I agree. And I feel like what I really meant by that is the coaches. I ain't really saying the administration side because they got another job they got to do. But all the coaches and the players and the janitors and anybody in that football organization, they rocking out for him. That's how that's how it used to be here. You used to play for Coach Saban because you saw his grind. You saw, okay, now you looked at his grind. Now you saw how his grind motivate your coach. Your coach know his stuff. So how can I not know something? My dog know all his stuff. My dog know all his stuff. Oh, we locked in. That's how we engage. So that's what Auburn at right now. And then they don't really got nothing to play for you. You win the game, you go to a bowl game, but they can beat Bama and not go to a bowl game. That's what I'm saying about this. Like it ain't even about no bowl game to them. They trying to beat Bama with Cadillac Williams,
and they're going to play their asses off for Cadillac.
Of course, that's because Cadillac gonna make them want to play for him.
Facts.
Yeah,
he's a motivator, bro.
Yes. Oh hell yeah!
It's just like Coach Byrne. Like Coach Byrne was the coach that he stayed on to you, even though when you were doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about it, he was gonna take up for you, and that just made you go out there and just go 10 times harder.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Even though he didn't cuss you out at practice and did this and that, but soon as another coach say something to you, Coach Byrne finna step up and say,
"Oh yeah."
Well, I'll be honest with you.
You go over there and coach your players. I coach my.
That's it.
Tell him.
I'll be honest with you though. I'm kind of lightweight upset that they made Alabama a 21-point favorite.
Look at this man here, man.
I hope
you gotta stop, man.
I'm saying that in terms of I hope that they don't take that as this is going to be an easy win because they are favored by 21. Don't take it lightly and think that you're just about to walk in here and this is about to be a cakewalk because you're favored by 21. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough. That's not unbelievable.
But Christian, you know, like I know, you're favored by 21. That tends to relax a player's mind because they think they're playing a cakewalk at this point.
True. And here's another thing. Here's another thing too. That margin is like that because of how we play them at home, bro.
But it doesn't matter what the margin.
And Vegas is trying to bait people.
You're talking about kids 19, 20, 18.
Oh, you saying are you asking them looking at the spread?
I'm saying Alabama players looking at the spread thinking that this is about to be an easy W.
Well, if the Alabama players looking at the spread, Coach Saban has something going on in that organization.
Well, I hope so, because we didn't do so well against Tennessee, Ole Miss, LSU.
I'm saying if the spread, because one thing is part of his principles and the core values is outside noise.
Yeah, but
ain't no way in hell we allowing.
But Mr. Jones, we were favored by double digits in all three of those games, and we lost two of them, and came close to losing the third, and we were double-digit favorites in all those games. So that shouldn't have nothing to do with that football team. You are correct, but we all know when you see it, what you're favored by, you think about it, and it does play a role in how you process that information, and it makes you kind of feel like, okay, we're playing a lesser opponent. You understand? You gotta admit, when you see those numbers, they do play a role in your thought process.
As a player at this university, I've never looked at the spread.
Yeah, me either.
Well, this is a new generation.
It is, but I'm saying it's almost like you oblivious to it. Like that's why I said if Coach Saban, if the process is going the way it needs to go, win or lose or draw, if the process is going right, because the process that went great in years and we lost and didn't win in that national championship.
But you know what though, Christian?
If it's right, why are we looking at my whole thing is that's the freaking problem with this team.
Players too.
You know what though? Here's what I'm thinking though. There needs to be some research done to determine the impact and the effects of these kids, because you got to think about it. Back when I played, it wasn't all this legalized gambling. We didn't see the spreads. We didn't see all this before game. We just went out and played. So it's lately when you see the emergence of DraftKings and all these other gambling sites that now have player sponsorships where they're talking about, against the spread, what a team's record is against the spread and all this other stuff. So it's becoming more and more prevalent in sports. So these kids are exposed to it a lot more than we were as players because, we didn't care. No, we didn't know what an ATS was. We didn't. When did they talk about ATS when we played? But they talk about it now.
I still don't know what that is, bro.
Against the spread, ATS. So they'll have your record, and then they'll talk about your ATS, what your record is against the spread, and how you cover. It's so much a part of sports now that these kids, they see it on a regular basis. Anytime you see ATS, because ESPN does it all the time. College Game Day.
Do y'all think there's some point shaving going on?
Huh?
Do y'all think is any organization point shaving going on?
I don't think it's point shaving, but I think it plays a role in a kid's thought process and his psyche, because you tell an 18, 19, 20-year-old that you're favored by 3 touchdowns, they're going to think it's a cakewalk game that they're going to play. They don't think they're really about to go out here and get their ass handed to them.
I can see that.
Christian, I do want to get your opinion on the disconnect with the wide receivers this year. Lawrence Sisler, the analyst on the SEC Network, was saying a lot of it had to do with the fact that Bryce Young has not been full-time. He's only played in games and really hasn't been active in practice, and it's kind of throwing everything off. Do you agree with her standpoint, or do you feel like it's something more?
I just don't think they've developed in the way that we've expect to reach expectations that we know we needed and what we've used to. Like Bo said, guys left these guys basically the recipe of success, and you either take it or you don't. And it also really started with the national championship last year with Hall. and all that stuff he had going on towards the end of the season. And you thought Ja'Cory Brooks was going to be that guy towards the end, but then it turned out he had a slow start at the beginning of this season, but then he started being the guy. And he done had some drops here and there, but guys like JoJo Earl, him being injured, couldn't do nothing about. But transfer portal, like, really thought we was going to see more out of the transfer guy.
Jermaine Burton,
Jermaine Burton, and
took him.
And the guy from Louisville,
Tyler Harrell.
Tyler Harrell. So it's like, where's their production at from this transfer portal? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so to answer your question, Bryce not practicing has nothing to do with that. That's not the first time that has happened. I don't care who, I don't care where you played ball, softball, been around ball. There comes a time, either middle of the season, beginning of the season, especially with quarterbacks. You don't need that. You done had enough chemistry through spring, summer. By the time the game comes, just run the route. He gonna put the ball there. You know that. Our guys are dropping balls that are here. It ain't making no spectacular plays.
Man, we're dropping balls I can catch.
I mean, come on, like, for real though. Like, it's like simple things that's going on. So I don't know.
So they scared they finna get hit.
And I was just about to say this, bro. There is a lack of toughness in our receiving core. A lack of like, I'm talking about real. I ain't talking about yapping and talking and dancing. I'm talking about real toughness. Like, you can't see me, and I'm finna prove this to you. You go watch them games. Bryce. Everybody talk about our O-line. Is it the best? No. But Bryce plenty of times have sat back there and took cover sacks or ran. It's like,
because we got Seaver that can't get open.
That's what I'm saying. But
he's still not taking running lanes either. He has opportunities to run the ball,
bro.
And the reason because they not doing extra work.
Can I ask y'all something though? When's the last time y'all seen a Bama player offensively or defensively hit somebody and just stand over them and give them that?
Not that.
One, Jace McClellan.
It does not happen at all.
Jace McClellan. There's no question.
Breed of player, man.
Gotta make a play. He run from the crowd so fast, like somebody chasing him.
Who that?
Jordan Bowder.
Yeah.
On.
Hey, somebody tell me this. When the last time Bama when was Bama's last turnover?
We don't get those. What are you talking about?
I really want to know when was Bama's last turnover.
For the defense?
On defense, Saturday was the last.
Special teams, just when was Bama's last turnover?
We're actually -7 in the turnover margin right now. Until Saturday. We had 3 turnovers Saturday, but before then we were -7.
-7. That has to be one of the lowest in the country.
One of the worst. One of the worst.
Right, one of the lowest in terms of we down near that 115, 110 mark.
Like, you got to really sit here and think about Bama's last turnover. That's a problem, bro. That's a problem. And like Bo said, go back to what Bo said. It's because you know why you ain't got turnovers? You ain't staying out there practicing on it. You ain't focusing on getting turnovers.
But you know, the most disturbing thing to me is the fact that we lost to a Tennessee team that got dismantled by Georgia, dismantled by South Carolina, but they hung 52 on us.
They got abused by South Carolina.
Yeah, they got abused.
That became a motherless child against South Carolina.
But that was we lost before those days. So they was at their peak. They was sort of they had sort of kind of got their rhythm going, man.
Still the same damn team.
Look at this.
Same team.
Other
teams did what they needed to do against them, just not us.
Look at this question, Christian, from Coach Smoot. Y'all talking about the wide receivers, but Bryce don't get these guys in rhythm early because he's looking receivers off.
Receivers off.
He's supposed to look receivers off.
Right. That's what
come on, Coach. Hey, Coach Smoot, you must ain't never coached quarterbacks. I can tell that.
He's trying to set Bryce up to throw some
first option, second option. You gotta go through your progression.
Coach Smoot. I'm just gonna say Coach Smoot didn't proofread where he was typing. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna jump on the boat, got him.
Because if he don't look him off, them safety's gonna eat his ass alive. What you mean?
Our receivers this year needed every.
I'm gonna just say
But they've been open. That's the thing.
Right here. Look at the play that Tua threw to Devontae Smith in the national championship to win.
Looking that way, threw it that way. Set him up. You got to draw the safety with.
We got balls getting dropped right here, man. I'm talking about right here, guys.
I agree.
They ain't got to be no superhero, man. Bryce doing everything and have been doing everything that he could possibly do, man. Like any other quarterback at another school probably wouldn't even be playing with the injury that he had. And we all seen it in some of his throws since he been back. He ain't really been the same, but the most wide open we was against Tennessee with Isaiah Bond. Or was that with Tennessee or Arkansas? I think that was Tennessee. He was right down the middle. That's the most open we've been all season.
But here's the reality
Jesus
of
Christ.
it. Though. Here's the reality of it. You talk about looking receivers off. One of the most important things a quarterback can do is to look those receivers off to draw defenders away. But at the same time, it's a combination of things. It's a matter of the plays you call to make those defenders think twice about coming up or whether or not they're going to drop back, and then having that ability to look receivers off. That is the key to having receivers that are wide open. That's how you run that sluggo. Because again, when you start running them screen passes and you start making those safeties and corners respect that screen and come up, now you opened up that sluggo and you look that receiver off. I mean, now you've drawn the safety into the box. It's so many little things that goes into a play before the ball comes out. So again, but that goes back to the offensive coordinator and the plays he's calling and how he's setting up that quarterback to run the plays.
I agree. I don't like Bill O'Brien.
Oh, they got
times.
What?
There were times where he Jahmyr Gibbs put him in the slot, and you can bring the number 2, what my man name is,
McClellan.
You bring him in as the primary running back. Now you done put pressure on your linebackers. I'm just thinking, like, why do Jahmyr Gibbs?
Why aren't we running jet sweeps?
Exactly. Thank you.
Even still, to what you just said, Christian, if you want to compromise a linebacker, the easiest way to compromise a linebacker is to run draws and screens and other plays to hold him so that you can open up that drag route behind him. And once you open that drag route up behind him, it makes that safety come down. Once the safety starts to come down, you run the post from the backside away from where it is, and the shit is wide open. It ain't rocket science.
We got next year's OC, guys. We got next year's OC.
I'm just telling you from a perspective of a middle linebacker and what I used to hate, because I knew what would put me in a compromising position. And once I was compromised, I had to think about everybody around me and who else would be compromised and where was the likelihood of that ball going. So I knew when I turned where I needed to turn to go run to.
And see, the thing about it, though, too, everybody do what you just said against us.
But Booth O'Brien ain't seeing it.
Not at all.
O'Brien got a cat on.
And he's in the box.
Exactly.
In his little fort.
But Christian, this is what Booth O'Brien do. He look at the play sheet, which looks like a little chicken scratch scribble. Like, did I read this? The world is. I have verticals on 4th down.
Hey, but Bo, I know you have to run. You got some things to do with the USFL before you jet. If you would, man, tell people how they can find you on the your website, Cameo, and what you got going on with the USFL right now. Now, give us your score too.
What was the last thing you said?
Give us your score for the Iron Bowl, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. My clothing line, Scarbrough.com. We are so close to launching the girls' leggings and the hoodies for the men as well. Christion Jones, you will have to shop and get you one. Y'all will be seeing Derrick Henry wearing one here very soon. I got him a special edition. And I'm also on Cameo. You can find me on Cameo and on Instagram at Scarbrough, the same as well. And and I got a lot going on with the USFL. I'm, recruiting these guys in and trying to be the commissioner one day. Hopefully, I can be the CEO.
Well, let me ask you: will you be at home in Dallas next weekend?
Yes, I will.
Well, go ahead and get your permission slip signed. I'm coming. I'm bringing. Go ahead and get your permission slip signed so you can leave.
Hey, have you
Justin.
recruited Christian though? Have you called him about coming?
Huh?
What do the coaches' opportunities look like, Bo?
Huh?
We need to talk. Mr. Commissioner, I need to find out what them coaching opportunities look like, man.
Oh, we definitely get you
I
on.
know y'all moving things around right now.
Board, sir.
Please.
Justin.
Have you on staff.
Facts, bro.
Hey, real quick,
administration work too. You know, I do it all, baby.
Yes, sir. Real quick, shout out to
Y'all need a
Donna
hype
with $5
man,
super chat.
Just critique people.
You don't quit interrupting me. Thank you, Donna.
They need a hype man or somebody to critique everybody. I'd be happy to sign up for that role.
Somebody to do the game. You could do the game on the on the jumbotron.
Well, my cousin does a lot of the games in Birmingham. Is he still gonna be doing them this year?
Yeah.
He should.
Both?
Yeah, he should.
Okay.
Oh, so he ready that boy. I love
He
that.
is. Hey, but thank you for jumping on, Bo, in your busy schedule, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, Bo. Hey, Bo,
Yes,
hit me
sir.
up for real.
All right.
And get your permission slip signed. I'm coming to Dallas for some nonsense now.
You're gonna be on the news.
Steven, if you need me Wednesday, Friday, you know I got you.
Uh-oh.
Can't hear you, Steve.
Can't hear you, Steven.
You'll get that call tomorrow.
All right. See you later.
Bo,
Well,
Bo, go to the bank and get your warrants ready.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin.
I'm spending your money.
That's it. That's it. You the guest. You taking him out,
I know that
Marvin.
real.
Hey,
I'm
Justin.
spending your money.
Hey, Justin, the people in the chat are feeling
All
my
right,
whole
I
Booth
gotta go.
O'Brien thing.
They are.
Right,
You need to start a
right, see
hashtag. Man, but as we close up shop, Christian, I want to turn it over to you, man. You were part of one of the most epic Iron Bowls ever, 2014. Blake overcame a lot. I think it was like 4 or 5 interceptions, did his thing. Y'all closed it out in dramatic fashion. There should be a Daniel Moore print if there's not. But if you would, man, kind of talk about that and then tell us what we need to see to win this one, this version.
Oh, yeah, man. That was epic. That was epic to close out at Brian Denny.
We crowd surfed Blake that night.
Say it again.
We crowd surfed Blake up the stadium that night.
Man, he deserved it, man. Because like
Yes,
he
he
said,
did.
he overcame so much that game with interceptions. There was plenty of times where us as receivers, as an offense, thought it was Jay Coker premier time to come in and affect the game. But Blake stepped in and did what Blake do, man. He didn't let it phase him. I still remember, man, me coming up to him. I think after his third pick, because he was actually throwing it to me. I was like,
21-10. I scored.
21-10.
21-10. Alabama.
Where you come from?
I know that's real. I know that's real.
Hey, you just pop, bro, man, from the 5th floor.
Hey, Christian. But if you remember, Christian, that same game, you remember when Coach Sabe was actually walking to Coker, about to put Coker out there, and Lane Kiffin interfered and was like, "No, we sticking with Blake."
Yeah, facts. I remember Lane Kiffin actually telling Blake, "I'm sticking with you. I don't care how it looks, how it turn out. Basically, go in here and do your thing." And stuck with it. Him and Mark Cooper was like magnets the whole night and went crazy. That was one of the best games to be a part of. But I think this week, we got a big task at hand, man. Like we talked about, man. These boys coming in here to play and to play to beat Bama at Bama for Cadillac. I'm telling you, the name of this game for Auburn is everything we got for Cadillac, because they don't know whether he'll still be there with or without a new head coach. So I think we got all the tools and utensils to overcome adversity and do what we got to do to win. I also think we got to utilize all our healthy guys and get them on the field ready to rock and roll. Because at the end of the day, we always talk about finishing, so we got to finish out the season the right way. If I had my prediction, I think I'm going a little more stiff than Bo. I think I'm going for like I think I'm gonna go for like 28-3, bro. I don't see it. I don't see it being pretty at all for Auburn. But not like a crazy game, but I like 28-3. I like them.
Marvin, what you got, man? What's your score? What you need to see happen in this game?
I mean, again, it's not going to be as easy as people think it's going to be. Again, Alabama favored by 21. I don't know about that, so I'm gonna go 31-23.
That's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think Auburn's
Is
going
that
to
the over? That's the over.
Huh?
So you taking the over?
No, I'm just saying. Actually, you know what? Let me rerun my pick. I'm gonna rerun my pick. I'm gonna go 21-16. Because Steven said it's supposed to rain. So the game, if it's going to rain that entire game, now that I think about it, knowing what I know about football and the way things are going to go, yeah, I'm going to go 21-16 because it's going to be a sloppy game. There'll be turnovers. So I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn were to get the ball in plus territory a time or two, which would allow them to get easy points, and the same for Bama. But at the same time, I don't see the passing game being much of a factor, considering our receivers don't play very well in dry conditions, let alone in the rain. I'm just saying. And
hey, boy, you gotta stop right there, boy. You gotta stop.
No, but it's the truth, though. And then you think about it, Christian. You know what I'm about. You understand what I'm about to say too. And the kicking game. The kicking game in the rain is really a non-factor because when a kicker is kicking in the rain, he has to shorten his steps so that he doesn't slip his damn self when he's kicking, which a lot of times it'll throw a kicker's rhythm off. So there's going to be several factors that are going to come into play that are going to dictate how they come by points in this game. So I think it's going to come down to who can hold on to the ball, not turning it over in plus territory in those sloppy conditions. Because again, in the rain, kickers aren't very effective, especially if it rains all day like they said it's going to be. Then you're looking at field conditions because Bryant-Denny is a grass stadium. It's not like playing on turf. If they were playing on turf, the traction isn't as bad as it is on grass with the dirt and the mud. So I'm really thinking 21.
21-10? What do you say, 21-10?
We lost him. We lost.
He bounced.
I think he said 21-10. I think he went with both.
I think so too.
Now, is Marvin trying to go after? Trying to go after the job of James Spann? He's trying to go after James Spann.
I'm not going after the job of
right
James Spann, but we all know how field conditions can be on a grass field in late November in the rain because the grass has already pretty much died at this point. It's going into dormancy, so you're looking at much more of muddy conditions once it starts to rain. Because once that grass goes dormant, it's not holding up like it would if it were summer season. That's just the reality of grass. If you add in the fact that it's raining,
that's just the reality of grass.
Is your grass not brown outside?
Yeah, it is.
Exactly. So a lot of the times,
he minored in agriculture
on these stadiums. That's a lot of that is green paint sometimes to make it appear to be green. And when grass is dead, it just comes up a lot easier. So you add in a rainy situation where it rains all day. Oh, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
No.
From one, especially with one team who doesn't throw the ball well, and another team who doesn't have receivers to catch the ball very well. In terms of Marvin, so
not in terms of Marvin, you know what I'm saying, man. You know it's the truth.
No.
Receivers can't catch a cold in dry conditions.
I agree. I agree. We have a hard time catching the ball. But what I'm gonna say too is we can run the ball way better than them. We stop the run better than they do. 28-3. I'm pretty sure we'll find a way to get 4 touchdowns, and we'll find a way to allow a field goal from them, and hooray. And my prediction is, guess what? They'll get the ball first, drive it down, and kick a field goal, and won't score again.
Well,
Ooh, I like that.
I'll be honest. The best thing Bama can do is to put the roller on the field and try to compact it as much as they can before the game to make that surface as hard as possible. Florida used to do that a lot. They used to compact their dirt to give a fast track. That also helps in muddy and rainy conditions. If you can compact that thing, it will help with the playing surface. But I don't know if they're going to do that, though. But Florida used to do it all the time.
Well, Bama got a robot that's paint their field now, so they probably got a whole new field out there right now, for all we know.
Well, that's even worse if they put down new turf, because you want new Bermuda grass to root in that short of a time period during the dormant season.
Hey,
that's
man,
not gonna work either, man.
I'm sure they did some type of testing for this. I'm pretty sure.
Marvin, I think you better get set up for you get you a grass contract, man. You got
that's what he's looking for. A landscaping business.
Hey,
or
man,
something.
I have the best lawn on the block. Thank you.
Okay, that's what this is about.
Stephen Smith, give your prediction of what's going to happen, brother.
I'm gonna go 28-10. I think Jace McClellan is gonna go off. Another 100-yard game for him. I mean, he's due for another one. When you watch him play, you are seeing how good this young man is. And I mean, McClellan's always been that dude. He was just hurt last year. Now, finally healthy. He's stronger. He's got power, and he's one of the main guys. And when he makes a play, he does get flexing on folks. So I think McClellan has another 100-yard game. I think he gets 2 or 3 touchdowns. One may be on a long run. So I go 28-10. Jace McClellan going to wake folks up even more.
I love it. And by the way, Uncle Charles is in the building, Stephen M. Smith.
Uncle Charles, what's going on, boy?
But yeah, great show, guys. Christian, thank you again.
Coach Smoke said Stephen M. Smith wear white New Balance.
Hey, man.
He said you own a John Deere zero turn. That means you own white New Balance.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
White New Balances.
Hey,
with cargo shorts and a fanny pack.
Oh, man.
That boy crazy, man.
Available now in the gift shop.
Hey, y'all get all of that equipment under my NIL deal on Twitter.
That's it. Yeah, Christian, we appreciate you being on, brother. Real quick, talk about your 7-on-7, what you got going on there, how everybody can get involved. Yeah, just send them in the right direction so they can be a part of that.
Oh, yeah. So me and Blake Sam have started a 7-on-7 team for high school youth athletes, ages 17U. And we're going to have tryouts at Minor High School December 4th. That's a Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. So come out. The only thing you need is your gloves and cleats. We'll have everything else available for you in terms of drills and evaluation. So when we have the tryout by Wednesday on I believe that is the 7th, we will have finalized our team out, and we're looking to have 28 people on the team.
That's what's up.
Can I come try out? I got
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let me play.
We will let you play. We'll let you play. Practice.
I can't run them but slant routes.
You wouldn't be able to travel though.
Why I can't travel?
Too old. Did you not hear me? 17U.
He identifies as 17.
That means I can play and travel.
No, you can't play. You can't play. You can't play and try out. No, you can't play. You can't. You too old. Now we do have a registration fee of $25 that we'll let it take from you.
Oh, y'all take my $25, but
you try it out.
Hey, that's all.
You do everything on that paper says 17U, but you said let me give y'all this money, try out, and we're gonna look at you. We're gonna be like, he don't got no business being out here. And we're going to go on by that day. You're going to know by Thursday morning you didn't get a phone call.
We're going to keep it $25 though, huh?
25, that's 25. You'll be contributing to all the equipment and stuff we got to get for these boys. What? Man, it's work, man. It's a 24-hour day shift, man.
Y'all ought to get Stephen M. Smith out there. He's like Chad Powers.
We need some coverage, man. We need some coverage.
Hey,
What you call him, Chad?
Hey, look,
I remember when Eli did that Chad Powers. That's Stephen.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Christian. I'll drive down to Minor now. I'll drive down there.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're gonna have some local tournaments, man. You need to pull up and get some coverage of this stuff, man. Gonna be some great talent.
Absolutely.
Man, if he playing quarterback, he ain't gonna hit nothing. He ain't gonna know which receiver he even looking at.
I know we ain't talking about Stephen Smith playing out there.
Stephen M. Smith gonna see 8 receivers. He ain't gonna know which one. Which one.
I'm gonna show y'all, man. 5-star DB right here.
No,
5-star.
no, pen and pad, baby. Pen and pad, baby.
That's it.
That's what I like you doing.
Hey man, listen, you seen that movie Lucas, didn't you?
I ain't never seen that one.
I'm done.
Y'all boy,
Lucas Part 2.
Listen, we
I
got.
appreciate y'all boy having me on.
No,
this
we
thing,
appreciate
boy.
you, man. People have already asked for you to come back, so you'll be getting
Whenever.
a call soon. But
Whenever.
listen, we appreciate it. Great show tonight, everybody. Thank you to the chat. Thank you for the super chats, and we'll see
Give me
y'all
some more
Saturday.
Y'all better give me some cognac too, man.